Have you been receiving phone calls, though, at all from any European clubs with interest in the young players?
Not directly. We have had a few of the agents reach out and tell us that clubs are inquiring about their players. We haven't had anything directly.
Okay.
But, the nice thing about our players is that, many of them are youth internationals. Many of them are just now getting onto the senior national team. And that provides more opportunities for them on an international stage. And so we enjoy our relationship with Canada Soccer, and we take it with great pride. Whenever our players reach the national team, we take it with great pride.
Let's talk a little bit now Major League Soccer. This is a club, when it entered the league, went the first 8 years not seeing any postseason action, and now 5 of the last 6 years have been in the postseason, 3 times making it to the final, winning a championship as well. How difficult is it to sustain success in MLS?
I think it's the hardest thing in all sports to, be a San Antonio Spurs that, for 20 years is competitive and kind of a championship caliber team. They had a great run, the New England Patriots, right, in the NFL for so many years. And I believe you need a core group of players that keep stability. And you need to have special players. So you do need to have the Pasuelos and the Javenkos and so on. And you want to be in a position where you don't have to overhaul. You're always fine tuning. And that's what we've tried to do. And, again, this year, I think when the dust settles, we're going to be competing for a championship. And that is something that we aspire to. And there is no other option. That is what we want to do is win championships. And so we're going to swing for the fences at all times. And keeping, for me, the core principle of Toronto FC is keeping a core group of players, and we don't ever want to be in a rebuilding or overhaul situation. It's always to fine tune from year to year. And so, we still have probably 2 or 3 more moves in us to really fully strengthen this team. And we're just going to be wise about it. There's salary cap, which makes it very complicated in MLS, international slots and so on. But we think that we can still reinforce this team, tinker with it without, dismantling it. That's where we're at.
Well, speaking of tinkering, does much of that need to be done to BMO Field when it comes to the 2026 World Cup? Obviously, we know that stadium has undergone massive renovations from its first inception. But what type of changes would need to be made to make it FIFA World Cup quality?
Yeah, well, certainly nothing to the pitch. And we had a call with FIFA, and they said our pitch is one of the best in the world. I mean, it's a world-class pitch. They're very, very pleased with the quality. The stadium itself will have to expand to roughly 48,000 seats. And that is something that 46,000. It is something that we've engineered, and we've looked at a permanent solution, temporary solution, and we have a good plan there. And FIFA is happy with our plan to expand the stadium. And I just think Toronto will be such a great city to host a World Cup. Whatever teams play in Toronto will feel like they have a home field advantage because there's so many nationalities, so many. Such a diverse culture here in Toronto. Every team will feel at home. And so that is definitely something in our favor. But BMO Field will meet the grades, once we put in the temporary. There's a few other modifications we have to make. But we're putting our best foot forward for sure between ourselves and at MLSE, the City of Toronto, and certainly Canada Soccer.
Hopefully the other countries don't feel too comfortable, though. They want to see way more red and white in those stands, that's for sure. But, Bill, I have to ask you about the biggest news in soccer right now, and, of course, that's the European Super League. When, we've been hearing about this for quite some time, but now, of course, the 12 teams officially signing, saying they want this to happen, they want to start as early as August. What was your initial reaction to hearing that?
It's certainly ambitious. I think it's very complicated, and it's going to be such an interesting story to watch because I don't I don't know if they can get to the end line, just with the various federations, with FIFA, with UEFA. It certainly upsets the apple cart here. And I'm going to be really curious to see if it can come to fruition, because it will change the dynamics of world soccer forever. I'm really, really going to be curious to see how that plays out. It's ambitious. I don't know if it'll happen, or if the governing bodies will allow it to happen, and who knows where it'll go.